Alex Answer here, and I am making the decision to leave Alamosa in the next 24 hours. It's not a town in general that I like parking my RV in. This is actually the first time ever that I've been somewhat at peace in my RV because I have my own internet. I don't have to go to the library. I don't have to, sit down at the Starbucks to get online. I have everything I need right here, including solar panels. And so, and I don't want to be dealing with police, becoming familiar with this RV, and it being known as a homeless, that's Alex's RV. Just weird. But I like being in town now and having a smile on my face and feeling the sunshine on my skin and eating some good food and also eating some not so good food. Enjoying myself, enjoying my stay in town, having barely enough in gas funds, but I have what I need to get out of here tomorrow, and I'm going to be going to another town for winter. Now, if somebody in the next 24 hours, if something came up where someone needed their property house sat, watched, and you're not in Costilla County. Now, you can be in Costilla County, but you need to be hidden. And it would help if I had, another vehicle to go to town other than the RV. But I don't really want to be in Costilla County this winter. And I don't really want to be in Alamosa. But I'd like to be off the grid. But I don't know that that's a possibility right now. So I don't know that I'm going to be going off grid. I'm just going to be going somewhere else in the RV. Within a reasonable distance to Alamosa, but not Costilla County. This general area, though, can really weigh on you if you're moving from place to place to place. It's tough, and it's rough. And it's not a very glamorous life. In fact, it's a little isolating. I can do a lot for this community and get the news out there, and here I am, just some guy in an RV. Now, my spirits are up, but, it's depressing isn't the right word. It's disappointing. It's disappointing. I'd like to know some good women here. I'd like to know some good people here. I don't want to be isolated all the time. Really? Really? Okay. Well, tell you what. I'm going to think about going to the next town over and find some places maybe where I can park for free in nature, and then when I can afford it, I just can't drive every day, but maybe $50 a week in gas, something like that, parking within, a certain area, going from over here to over here to over here. Alamosa is a pretty cold place in the winter, and therefore, it doesn't make sense for me to be in Alamosa during the winter, huddling around my Mr. Buddy heater. It was really cold last night. I need to go somewhere where it's slightly less cold. The whole plan for me, ladies and gentlemen, was to live in a cabin, which I announced on my YouTube channel using firewood. And I had been preparing firewood, and I by gathering it and breaking it up into pieces that would fit in the stove. And I made a video about the Coleman stove that you can get from Walmart and other box stores and online. Coleman stove, propane stove, oven. And that's great for off-the-grid living and sticking on top of a wood stove, making your biscuits, making pizza, making cookies, making lasagna. Sky's the limit. And that's not going to happen now. I'm not going to be staying in that cabin. But just in case there's somebody out there that needs me to watch something, my email is down below. I'm also open to suggestions via email on where you would go if you were me during this particular time of year. And there is snow, I believe, that's going to be coming in pretty soon here. Pretty soon here. So I may have to get to my destination before the snow begins. Another reason behind the urgency is to beat the weather and follow my intuition. Just like I knew intuitively that it was going to snow really hard when I was heading back to the mountain the first time, and just like I knew that the Agent Smiths of the Matrix would come and disrupt my world and hurt those close to me. Now I'm getting ready to go somewhere else in the next 24 hours, and so my email is down below. If anybody out there is a deal I can't refuse. Nobody has responded to my suggestion that we set up a media center in Alamosa, Colorado. So I take it there's nobody watching that's here currently that is interested in setting up something like that, which is fine. It means that I need to continue to put the focus on the mobile studio. And this time around, I really want to enjoy nature without having to look over my shoulder, you know, when the code enforcers or thieves or someone else is coming up. And the prairie is like that. You know, you're enjoying the space, but there's constantly this anxiety of, you know, looking over your shoulder and looking at the road and going, what's that? You know, and some people get a little carried away with it. So maybe it's time that I had a little positive change in my life. I'd like some new positive people in my life. In a world where there's so many fucked up women, I'd like to see something different for a change. I'm not going to be ashamed to say, you know, that I often think about those aspects of my own humanity they're lacking right now, that are you know, those aspects of myself that are not currently expressing themselves. And the world can be a hard place, a tough place, when you don't have anyone to love for prolonged years to decades. It's like a phenomenon. It's like the evils of this world have so much of an influence on people programming wise that people like me are considered a little too strange. And the materialistic aspect of this world, even for those that don't think I'm a little strange, I don't have anything. There are very few women in this day and age that are operating outside that box, and it's the truth. And I'm not saying that there's a whole bunch of awake men running around. Politically, on the ratio-wise, I think that there are more men that are politically awake. There's certainly more in the alternative media. But women have a strong role to play on this earth right now. And, you know, what I see a lot of couples out there. I don't see a lot of conscious human beings really educating their children about the way things actually are. I see a lot of women that are afraid of their own shadow, afraid of the truth, and almost unnaturally afraid of controversy. Seeing how some of the topics that I bring up make certain people nervous. Everything has to be an argument. Everything has to be debate. Really. And so I've been going my own way for years. I don't pursue other people at all. But I think about a lot of people from my past. A lot. And the women that I knew are different now. And there were periods where I do remember experiencing what felt like love, what felt like intimacy. And now it's only in a memory. It is only in a memory. And romance and love seems like the farthest thing away, like farther than the planet Mars. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm Alex Ansary, coming to you November 21st, 22nd. In the year 2015. Going to be looking at going to another spot in the next 24 hours. So let me know if there's anything that you want to comment on via email, and we'll talk to you then. Stay tuned.